Hello, today's video we have the following content.
The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest broke 14 records with a box office of $258 million on the first day of its release. The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest was directed by Sui Hark and starred by Xiao Zhan. It broke 14 records with a box office of $258 million on the first day. The film has a low screening rate, but a high box office share, and Xiao Zhan has a great influence. The editor is looking forward to and hopes to support the film, and thinks that Xiao Zhan's acting skills are worthy of praise. And hope to support the film, and think that Xiao Zhan's acting skills are worthy of praise. The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest is a costume martial arts film written and directed by Sui Hark, starring Xiao Zhan, Zhuang Defei, Aruna and other starring actors, with special performances by Tony Liu, Ada Choi, and friendly performances by Hu Jun and others. The editor is particularly looking forward to this film because Xiao Zhan plays Guo Jing. Without further ado, let's take a look at the achievements of this film. According to Maoyan Professional Edition data, the film grossed 258 million yuan on its first day of release, breaking 14 records and achieving 38 milestones. Its main achievements include the box office champion of martial arts films during the Spring Festival in mainland China, the single-day box office champion of martial arts films in mainland China, the single-day box office champion of martial arts films during the Spring Festival in mainland China. The results are gratifying and worth celebrating. It's just that the scheduling rate of this film is too low. The theater in my city only schedules one show a day, so it can be said that it's hard to get a ticket. We can only see everyone's impressions of this film. Of course, it varies from person to person. Some people like it, while others complain. Everyone has different attention to this film, so naturally there will be different reactions. The data I have seen are all good, and I am still very much looking forward to this film. I hope to grab a ticket quickly and see Guo Jing played by Xiao Zhan. Looking at the box office share, the film schedule share, the average number of screenings, and the attendance rate, it has to be said that Xiao Zhan's influence is still very powerful. Whether it is to support idols or to pay for feelings, the editor thinks that everyone should go to the theater to support this film. The editor likes the role played by Xiao Zhan. He is a very hard-working artist. He has paid a lot for every role, and his acting skills are also worthy of praise. Will you call for him? Sui Hark, the director known as the godfather of Hong Kong films, directed The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero this time, which is undoubtedly a great adventure in his career. And this time, Xiao Zhan, as the leading actor, seems to have become the most prominent victim of this adventure. As we all know, the pace of the movie is extremely fast, like a gust of wind blowing. Sometimes you have no time to react, and you have been involved in it. With the competition in the Spring Festival period in full swing, The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero stirred up the wave of public opinion at the beginning. Xiao Zhan did bring an excellent start to the movie because of his extremely high popularity. However, after the film was released, the reputation fell into the abyss. This makes us wonder, when traffic and art conflict, who is the real victim? Is it the actors, directors, or the entire film industry? The word of mouth collapsed, and a brilliant mistake went from the first place in the pre-sale box office to the last place after the release, like a roller coaster ride. Just imagining that scene makes people feel heartbroken. However, what is more terrible is that the disappointment of the audience came like a tide, all pointing to key issues such as the special effects, plot and casting of the film. We have to admit that Sui Hark's attempt to visualize has not won recognition. The mediocrity of special effects has made the audience lose excitement. In the past, in martial arts movies, the feeling of fighting was often interpreted through the imagination of the audience. And Sui Hark should have led the audience to take off with rich pictures and exquisite special effects, but the result seems to have turned an expected game into a chaotic marathon. The life and death moment of the duel between Guo Jing and Genghis Khan seemed to become bland and tasteless. All we saw was a wonderful fight, missing those exciting emotions. What is even more unbearable to the audience is the sloppy adaptation of the plot, like an undercooked dish. A true hero is one who worries about the country and the people, not one who fights all over the country. This concluding line is like a thorn, deeply piercing the hearts of the audience. Indeed, the director seems to understand that some clever guidance is needed when weaving a story, not just letting the character throw out a few big truths. The double-edged sword effect of traffic actors in the modern film market. Traffic stars, no matter how good the work is, may face a low reputation. Xiao Zhan can become a hot traffic because of the huge fan base behind him. However, water can carry a boat but can also overturn it. The appearance of Xiao Zhan makes the movie even more powerful during pre-sales, but once the quality of the work itself cannot keep up, it will become a burden. In fact, traffic actors also have their advantages. Xiao Zhan's hard work in The Greatest Hero undoubtedly shows his potential and diligence. His training in martial arts dramas should not be underestimated. However, behind the traffic is the audience's inherent impression of his image. Xiao Zhan is undoubtedly a handsome boy, but his interpretation of Guo Jing seems a little thin, lacking the honest temperament. If Sui Hark can put more effort into character creation, such as using light and shadow, editing and other techniques to make Xiao Zhan present more layers, perhaps the audience can more easily accept such a new image. However, Sui Hark obviously did not do this, which led to many viewers feeling disappointed with the contrast between the original work and the film. Analysis and suggestions to avoid such a collapse. Improvements can be made in many aspects. First of all, special effects production must be effective, rather than messy. In the current market, special effects have become an important criterion for audiences to test the quality of movies. If the audience sees rough special effects, it is like serving a few cold dishes at a feast. It is possible to consider introducing a top special effects team for more in-depth polishing to ensure the beauty of visual presentation. Secondly, the plot requires deeper thinking. The film should not just be a simple plot advancement, but should be warm and deep. The reason why many audiences like the original work is first because of the emotions and thoughts in it. When adapting the script, Sui Hark needs to dig deep into the inner contradictions and struggles of the characters to provide the audience with a richer perspective. Perhaps, retaining some vague and unknowable parts will resonate more with the audience, rather than splitting their thinking like a knife. Finally, more caution is needed in casting. Although the effect of traffic stars is difficult to ignore, the fit between the role and the actor cannot be ignored. When looking for actors, we should focus on the connotation of the role, and try to show the diversity of the character through the actor's interpretation, rather than just for traffic. Future outlook: The Greatest Hero has just been released, and only time can reveal its ultimate fate. Today's reputation is like a changing world, and subsequent performance is largely determined by the audience's cognition and reaction. The success of The Legend of the Condor Heroes, The Greatest Hero has once again triggered a discussion on the relationship between traffic and movies. It is true that traffic can bring initial attention to a movie, but what can really keep a work in the hearts of the audience for a long time is a solid script, superb acting skills and excellent production. The film industry should learn from this. Traffic may not be able to take on the responsibility of the entire film. How to use traffic is a question that creators need to think carefully about. A good movie is not just a commercial product, but also an exploration of emotions and human nature. It carries the creator's thinking and the audience's expectations. Only when the work can really touch people's hearts and resonate with the audience during the viewing process, can the movie truly realize its value. I hope all directors can understand that the essence of film is a combination of art and business. It is not only a business, but also a way of cultural expression. Only by finding a balance between traffic and quality can the film market continue to develop healthily and bring more memorable masterpieces to the audience. Any attempt is a valuable experience. Regardless of success or failure, the most important thing is what you learn in the process. For the film industry, the birth of each work is an exploration and a reflection on the balance between art and the market. As an audience, when we walk into the cinema, we should go beyond the attention to the fame of the actors, listen to the voice of the story, and feel the emotions and thoughts conveyed by the movie. A good movie does not rely solely on the traffic support of the actors. It also requires wonderful scripts, delicate performances, excellent directors, and the careful polishing of the entire team. I hope that the future film market will be able to return more to the content itself, so that the works that are truly worth seeing can shine. Whether it is an actor, director or audience, they can harvest their own growth and touch in a movie, so that the value of the movie goes beyond the box office and becomes a resonance of the soul. The greatest knight serves the country and the people. This is not only the spiritual core of Jin Yong's writing, but also a value worthy of respect in the real world. A true knight is not only about practicing a strong martial arts, but also about their concern for society, persistence in justice, and responsibility. As a cultural carrier, movies are not only entertainment, but also a medium of thinking. Every audience is a witness to the story of the movie, and every discussion is our common reflection and growth. Movies not only show the growth process of heroes, but also reflect the diverse values of real society. I hope that future movies will not only shock people visually, but also touch their spirits. Let us not only appreciate the wonderful actions and special effects in the interweaving of light and shadow, but also think about what is the true great hero and practice our own chivalrous spirit in real life.
Thank you for watching the video. If this is your first time watching a video, please subscribe to the channel, like and leave your comments to help us develop your channel.